Seeing that 4th of July is just around the corner, I thought it would be a great time to tell the story. A few years back, I went to a park with my friends for a cookout, and we brought everything that we needed, like the meats, the drinks, all the food, and cups, plates, napkins. But the thing that we did forget to bring was ice, and surprisingly we did have a cooler, but no ice. Anyways, uh, we were gonna go out to the gas station and buy some, but seeing that the place was already packed and we had a good parking spot, we all just kind of knew that if we left just for 5 minutes and came back, the parking spot would be gone. So that wasn't really an option. And I had a great idea that, well, how about we just go around and ask people for ice? And they thought it was a great idea, but they were too shy to ask themselves, so I had to do it myself, which is fine. I have no complaints. So the first family that I went up to was this white family of maybe 12 or 8. It doesn't really matter. It was just a decent sized family. I went up to the dad and he was next to all the food and the table and stuff. And I asked him, hey, do you guys have any ice? We forgot to bring it some ice and I was wondering if we could buy some off of you. He kind of glanced around and looked at me and said, sorry, we don't have any ice. We just kind of came here on a whim, and we're only here for a few minutes. And I kind of knew that was a lie right off the bat, seeing that they brought a ton of stuff, like all the picnic stuff and toys and all the entertainment stuff for their kids. And I remember seeing one of the kids going into the ice box cooler. I mean cooler, the cooler, yeah. Going into the cooler and digging out a juice box, and while he was digging it out, he tossed a bunch of ice on the ground and kind of went back to his friends. And the dad didn't really see this happening because it was right behind him, and I just kind of stared at him. I mean, it would have been nice if he just said that, no, sorry, we don't want to sell any ice, because we just don't, instead of just lying to me and saying that they didn't have any ice, but I mean, whatever. So I decided to go to the next family, which was a little bit to the left or to the right, doesn't really matter. And it happened to be a black family of 5, the mom, the dad, and 3 kids. And they seemed nice enough, and the dad just kind of had this friendly aura to him, so I kind of knew that I was just in a great spot. And when I approached, the mom and the dad were just having a casual conversation before I interrupted, and I asked, "Hey, so my friends and I just kind of came here. We forgot to get some ice, and I was wondering if we can buy some ice off of you." Dad turns around, and keep in mind, it's a pretty big guy. I mean, he looked kind of buff, and he was 6 foot something. And if you see me before, you'd know that I'm like 5'6" or smaller, shorter, or something around those lines. Anyways, I'm fairly short and small, if you didn't get the picture. And well, he just kind of puffed out his chest and tried to look even more intimidating and said, "Oh yeah, boy? Huh? You want some ice? Is that what you want?" And I just kind of stared at him and I'm like, "Yeah, I just want some ice. I mean, I have some money if you want me to pay for it." Then he kind of tilts his head and does this weird shuffling. It says, "Oh yeah, boy? Huh? How much you got? How much you got? Huh? How much you gonna pay for the ice, huh?" And I just kind of glanced over to the mom, and I could just see that she was enjoying the show. Like, she had this friendly smile on her, kind of chuckling to herself. And I said, well, right now I have like $2, if that's enough, but if it's not, I could get more. And then the guy just kind of narrowed his eyes at me, and then started to slowly nod, and said, "You know what, boy? You got balls. You got balls, boy. Come on, go over there and help yourself to some ice. It's free. Take it." So I guess he was kind of impressed that I wasn't really intimidated by him, especially just the fact that I'm like super tiny to him, and well, if we got in a fight, I would probably go down in like a punch or half a punch, because I mean, this guy was just big. But after helping myself to some ice, we sat there and talked for a bit, turned out that he was actually a really cool guy. And the mom was just, a cool mom too. And the kids were, really nervous and shy to meet me, so they just kind of continued to play. After a brief talk, I kind of offered them if they wanted like some food or some drinks, but they declined because they already had everything. Anyways, I didn't really catch their names, and I would really enjoy if I actually ran into them again, but I highly doubt it. But anyways, if you guys are listening to this, Dad, or the kids, or the mom even, if you guys hearing this and you remember me, I want you to know that I'm still very thankful for the ice, and I think about you guys every single time like 4th of July rolls by. Thanks everyone for listening, and I hope all of you have a fun 4th of July. I don't really know how to end this, so I'm just gonna stop right here.